Hey, Big Brother fans. So voting for AFP has begun, and we did a poll to see who you guys thought would win. So I'm going to give you our poll results because there is a huge and clear winner. Plus, the feeds were dead all day, and then they perked back up when somebody started dropping truth bombs to blow up the house on his way out the door. Plus, Ashley put a real scare into Ava that made me laugh, something to have her pooping her pants about heading into jury. It's Belinda. Let's get into all of it. Please click subscribe if you're not following us. Let's talk about the fighting on the feeds, Ava being shook, and Keanu kind of coming unhinged, and then we'll talk about the top votes for AFP. So since Morgan won the veto, the feeds were just dead. D-E-A-D. Dead like all the crickets Kelly plays with. Dead like Vince is going to be when Kelsey gets hold of him and snatches off his ick stash for cheating. Deader than Ava's shot to win AFP. Dead, dead, dead. But then Saturday night, we had Big Brother pouring alcohol on it. So prior to the booze and that ramping them up, the feeds were just all of them kind of sitting around, napping, outright sleeping, 10 to 15 minutes with not a word spoken. I mean, all the game talk was done. Final four is a lock: Ava, Ashley, Morgan, and Vince. And Keanu had been kind of pursuing Morgan, trying to get her to reconsider and use the veto on him, which would put Ashley on the block. Keanu, it's not happening. And he finally realized that. He knows that Ashley and Morgan are going to vote to send him out. And Keanu did say he's hoping that he'll get to play Big Brother again in a future season. I would definitely be down for that, because I think his biggest downfall is he didn't ever watch a full season. I don't think he said he watched highlights. He didn't know how the game worked. And he wouldn't listen to Rachel when she tried to teach him. And he realized way too late that he should have been listening. So now he knows. And I think Keanu might be an absolute killer if he gets to play again, like Rachel was, like Boogie, like Cody Calafiore. I'd love to see Keanu on the challenge, frankly, but also back on Big Brother. So we'll see how that goes. Definitely don't want Kelly back. I don't need Ava back. I don't think, Will, you could pay to come back. I would also pay good money to see Rachel and Keanu as a team on The Amazing Race, because they would be screaming at each other the whole time, and that would be good TV. And speaking of the redhead living rent-free in the BB27 house still, it turns out Ava might actually have a reason to be truly scared of Rachel. So they were chatting around the table on Saturday once they gotten the alcohol and that lubed them all up. They were talking about people they're scared to see after this. Ava said she's scared to see Rachel and said she might blame me for her eviction. And then Ashley laughed and said, no, Kelly is going to run to Rachel and tell her everything you ever said about her. Here's what made me laugh out loud. Ava was trying to insist, it's not like I said anything bad about her personally. Oh, really? How many times did she call Rachel the B word? And I know at least once the C word. And we have heard these girls yapping about Rachel's kids and her husband and what they're thinking, just this insane extrapolation that's been going on all season long. Ava's been right there in the middle of it. What's funny is Kelly is a known liar. So she may not even tell Rachel what Ava really said, and she may make up stuff that is so much worse. And Ava knows that about Kelly. So this should be interesting. We probably won't ever get to see the conversation, but I'd love to be a fly on the wall. Also, last night on the feeds while they were, or night before, Friday night, while they were in bed together, I guess early Saturday, Vince was whispering to Morgan in the dark, I love you so much. And Morgan said, I know, Vinny, the feeling is mutual. Now, I know people in this game say I love you a lot, like a crazy weird amount while hugging nonstop. But if it was a casual gameplay, love you, I love you, then why was Vince whispering it like it was a little secret that he didn't want the cameras to hear while lying in bed in the dark with Morgan? So what's also funny is he and Morgan were talking about who would be there for them finale night, and Vince is still expecting Kelsey. I am dead over that. That's hilarious. So after the booze came in, Keanu perked up, and then he decided to channel Kelly, choose chaos, and play a little scorch the earth game. So first, Ashley and Keanu kind of went at each other. He was talking about how he was working with Rachel, and Ashley didn't like that. That's her house bestie. And she said that Rachel never considered Keanu her number one, and that Rachel didn't need Keanu. And he got really mad and said, Ashley doesn't know anything about it. Keanu and Ashley were both talking about how they're just keeping it real. And then Keanu kept it really real. He said Vince is a lock for number 2, and there's no way he can win unless he wins the next veto and takes out Morgan. He said that in front of everybody. Ashley's jaw just was agape because Keanu was spitting absolute truth. Vince kind of laughed it off, and then he did the grossest thing. He pulled up the bottom of his shirt and was wiping his mouth and mustache. It was just disgusting. Anyway, and then Vinny left the room to pout. Morgan followed him, and they were ranting in the bathroom. Morgan was big mad, saying, I can't wait to vote Keanu out. Can we vote now? And then Morgan was saying Keanu still thinks somehow he can stay, and there's some power that maybe Rachel has. There was that envelope we've all been debating that obviously is nothing at this point. Ava joined them in the bathroom and was griping about why did Keanu choose right now to keep it real, because they've all been drinking and they were all getting buzzed, and then Keanu messed it up. Morgan said her buzz had been great and Keanu killed it. Ava said, can't they just enjoy themselves at top 5? Vince is laughing and going, woohoo, I'm in second place. They were toasted. So obviously Vince knows that Keanu was speaking accurately. Ava and Ashley have both told Vince the same thing. And he was sitting in Cam talking, I think on Saturday, about comp wins and how he can't beat Morgan at final 2 unless he wins the next veto. Even if he takes her, he won't have a story to sell to the jury. So Ashley and Keanu kind of laughed it off after they had their little fight. Ava went to bed tipsy on wine. Looks like she kind of passed out, went to sleep. Vince was pouting on the stairs. Keanu went off to shower. Yay. And Ashley kept him company while he was lathering up and trash talking Vince while she was laughing. Also on Saturday, Ava went and was staring at the memory wall and then looked up at the cameras and said, ha ha, Jimmy, I beat you. I mean, I'm sorry. Her aura has to be poop brown. Why? It's just so much meanness. She should be happy at how far she's come in this game and feeling lucky, not feeling spiteful. Despite the ick over her attitude, I will say I would love to buy a piece of Ava Pearl art. I thought her paintings were super cool when her dad, I think it was her dad, was showing them off on her home visit package. By the way, at first, production told the Houseguest there would be an immediate eviction. So they were all expecting Keanu to go at any moment. And so that might have been why he decided to just blow up the house on Saturday, because he didn't know when he would be leaving. And Keanu, for some reason, thinks he's going to be leaving immediately after the veto ceremony, which is usually on Monday, but may change schedule this week because of the weird episode timing. And then apparently Big Brother clarified to Morgan in the diary room that it wasn't an immediate eviction. It was a unique eviction. Unique. I mean, are they going to just catapult him over the wall? That'd be kind of fun. All right. Let's talk about America's favorite player. We did a round 1 and a round 2 poll here to see who our listeners like best for the $50,000 prize. Our round 1 winners took the field from everybody down to 4. So round 1 winners, Jimmy, Ashley, Keanu, and Rachel. Each of them took their round 1 poll by a landslide. And then round 2, that has those 4 in it, Keanu got 57% of the vote. Rachel got 38%. Ashley got 4%. And Jimmy got a staggeringly low 1% of votes. I've seen a couple of other popularity polls, and on all of them, I see Keanu edging out Rachel to win AFP, with the two of them at the very top of every poll with a huge margin over the rest of the Houseguests. So honestly, it looks on most of the polls I've seen that Keanu would win, and the casuals do seem to dislike Rachel more. So we'll see. We know there's a lot more casuals than feeders voting, and the votes can differ wildly based on that. However, I don't think Keanu's gotten an inaccurate or an unfair edit by CBS. I really dislike when they make somebody look a lot better than they are, and then they wind up winning AFP when they're a troll. We all know who that's happened with. There's been more than one. But Keanu's pretty even-keeled. I mean, he talks too much. He listens too little. He lacks a filter. But at the same time, I don't know, his big dumb butler butt has captured America's heart. I think he'll win it. We'll see. More importantly, I think that those that were so desperate for the attention of winning AFP, like Ava and Kelly, are going to be shut out of it completely. Check back soon for more updates on Big Brother.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.